Jake Grayson. I'm a forest gardener and a forest garden designer, and welcome to episode 1, part 2 of Forest Garden Rescue. Really, I'll show you around the garden. This is the first forest garden that we've made, and it's a bit of a state. What happened was we had a little pandemic, which is a bit of a major event, and then I was trying to get the online course off the ground, which was a vast amount of work. If you ever think making a course is easy, think again. And yeah, then I had my mum died this summer, so that was quite hard work as well, quite a very difficult time. So everything is a bit overgrown, and it's okay. It's not as bad as it looks, but it does need some TLC and a bit of work on it. So today, what I wanted to show you now was just the different areas, and I think just like an overview. I'll walk around and just show you the different areas. So I'm kind of now looking back on it. I designed this 6 years ago, crikey, and honestly, everything so much has changed. But this is practical experience about how you approach different jobs. What I would do is firstly kind of focus on working out. So get a plan together first of all, and get the kind of structure and the framework in place. And that means putting in trees, putting in windbreaks, putting in the canopy layer. Oh, I can't see any canopy layer from here. Oh, they're not really canopy layer, but you know, that idea. Canopy layer, windbreaks, structures, water, compost heaps, propagation beds, do all the infrastructure stuff first, and then rather than what I tried to do was to do everything all at the same time, and I ended up not quite finishing it. So yeah, I would do it section by section. So that's the first thing, and then work from centre, work from the space that you use the most, which for us is the Polytunnel, and this area here, and this is a kind of propagation area. This is for a few hundred strawberries for a job doing at the moment. It's supposed to be. So yes, so work from the central part. So so what I'm going to do is the work that needs to be done. I'll just show you. Originally we're going to put a propagation. Well, might still put a propagation shed here, but the space is actually very useful for propagating loads of the ground cover plants. This was going to be a booze garden, so there's strawberry and teasel and sage, and there's an olive tree, and it's all a bit, it hasn't really worked out. So I'm going to start from scratch with this whole area here as a Rosa rugosa hedge with a Cornus stolonifera, like a yellow dogwood here, and I'm going to start again. I'm going to kind of take everything up, put everything on, take everything out here, redesign it as a wildflower herb garden. That's the job. Full sun, free draining. That should be good. Should be a good spot. This is a kind of half perennial polytunnel with aubergines. Apparently you can overwinter, so that's going to be interesting to try that out. They're at the top. And I've got some parsley comfrey, and there's some perennial chilies in there as well. Tomatoes, yeah, I haven't been looking after them. They're just kind of swamped everything, and the cucumbers the same, and the other tomatoes the same. But there's I've put ground cover plants in as well, so that all needs a massive tidy up. And this area here needs a massive tidy up as well. There's some shelving units to go in, and I'm going to move tables, so I'm going to probably replace that table, move things around, and yeah, have a bit of a shift here. But this is a massive clear up, so that needs to be done. That's like a quite urgent one. And the rest of it really is like a lot of weeding, a lot of and putting paths in, because I would put paths in at the beginning. You can see I've been taking strawberries out to propagate them on. That same needs to be done around here. Leaf mulch bed didn't work out. That needs to come out. Clear this area up. Using it for propagation at the moment again. This is the first bit of forest garden that I ever did, which is actually remarkably successful considering I spent no time whatsoever looking after it. It's pretty good. Raspberries run rampant, so that's something I need to kind of just get the raspberries back a bit. And the blackcurrants need some TLC as well, and there's an apple up there. Might put some more planting in here. Ideally this area I want to turn into a woodland garden. So yeah, I'm going to do the rescuing first and then the new stuff next. And taking up the grass as much as possible. So this is a massive part of it as well. So here you can see there's like a little path goes through, and it's this expanse of grass. I had massive, great big wide grass paths. Your grass paths only need to be 2 lawnmower widths wide to make it easier to mow, because this is like, otherwise you're spending all your time mowing your grass paths. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is just taking all that grass out, which is hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work. Same here, this is like grass growing over sheep mulch, and replace it with, this is a big root geranium cranesbill, big root cranesbill, geranium macrorrhizum. I only put them in this spring, doing really well. This is a creeping buttercup. I actually planted creeping buttercup, and that's an experiment to see how it works as a ground cover. Ferns and plantain and foxgloves, leaving them there. So this is this border kind of basically protects the polytunnel, and I want to do the same thing up here. So I'm going to start off with the polytunnel when I'm doing the work, and then I'll get onto the raised beds. So here, same thing. I want to take all this grass up, replace it with wood chip paths all the way down here, and then this needs a bit of a tidy up as well. I've weeded this. This is like where the perennial onions, potato onions are supposed to be. And there's some sea kale here that needs a bit of a looking after as well. It's okay. I mean, it's been absolutely hammered, but that will live by cabbage white by the look of it. And then same thing here. I need to put the stakes on the other side, and then I'm going to run that board around the front there, so that the grass can butt up against the wood, and it can be mown easily as well. So don't have the stakes on this side because you can't run a mower against it. So, and I need to pop those hedge woundwort on. Love hedge woundwort. I don't know why I like them so much. They are beautiful. Really good bee plant. Supposed to flower July, August, but obviously here they're flowering in September as well. And then there's Chinese artichoke. Oh God, and there's other stuff I put in there as well. Can't remember. Anyway, an awful lot of dandelion, which I don't mind dandelion, but not so much. And then lots of Apios americana, American picking-up. And then all this needs kind of weeding. I say weeding in a kind of very loose sense. And then I've got it's doing all right. It's totally neglected. That's a Blitzia, what's it called? Caucasian spinach. And then I need to take out my bloody elephant garlic. Turkish rocket has come back, so that needs to be taken out, dug out. I've moved it elsewhere, but it's very persistent. And then I need to plant more ground cover. So I've been planting here. I've been planting Taiwanese bramble. Oh wow, it's flowering again. Bloody hell, this is Turkish rocket. So this shouldn't be here, and it's taken over. So that's wiped out my garlic harvest, elephant garlic. And then here, not so bad, I'll take out some of that. There is some, I put in some, oh here we go. Oh, it's all right, it's okay, it's fine. Josterberry, I did make a note of them, and now I've completely forgotten, so I'll just have to wait until they grow. But there's like josterberries and other currant bushes in here. So yeah, it looks kind of messy, but I'm not worried about this. There's a bit of grass and there needs to come out as well. But this is the really kind of big area. So I just made areas. When I originally did it, I made areas, and there's I didn't really kind of put any access in. So you've got this big old space here with an aronia bush going down there, aronia hedge, and then there's dwarf comfrey at the back, and then periwinkle on the floor. But I didn't really kind of think about access for it and what else I was going to put in here. There's now Melanchia alnifolia, not looking very happy. So basically, I need to come in here, have a think about what I'm doing with the space. Gets a bit shady and a bit dry, so yes. So I need to. This is what the vast amount of the work is going to be, is like weeding, and like here, brambles starting to come in, grass is going in, docks. Yeah, that needs a hell of a lot of work doing on it. Prickly ash. So yeah, I need to get in there. God, what a lot of bramble. And there's a hawthorn, Helwangeriana. Oh. Not very happy, a bit mealy. But anyway, so yeah, so this is the kind of strawberry area that needs to be sorted out. And we did bramble, de-brambled. Same here. This originally was going to be like cabbage. This is Asturian tree cabbage, and I'll take the grass back. And I want to make this area not an oak seedling area with loads of oaks in it. I want to make this area, I can see 3 oaks already. I want to make this area into fruit bushes. So take out the cabbage, put on the oaks. This has got Nepalese raspberry on, and then grow fruit bushes. It's got a load of different fruit bushes. There's an elephant garlic in there as well. So that's quite a lot to do. There's some bramble in there. Nepalese bramble, Nepalese raspberry going into some strawberry, and then some vinca minor there as well, and then some sorrel. So yeah, that needs a bit of looking at. So you can see all the jobs mounting up, but I think just section by section. So I'll be coming in. I'll make a big old list up. I'll write a big list and I'll share it online for anyone who's at all interested in lists of work that I've got to do. And then coming back this way, this all needs kind of tied up and sorting out. This is the wildlife pond, which has been kind of left really. I planted up originally oregano, which you can see there, and then there's lemon balm down the front, and then obviously a lot of nettle coming up. There's a lemon balm. And there's nettle, and there's hogweed, and there's a buddleia. So yeah, get busy here. I've got lots of lemon balm to come back in. Yep. So that's another massive job. Build up the dead hedge for the poor old quince tree. Got absolutely battered in winter. And then I planted a lot of Turkish rocket here. And then there's some Jerusalem artichoke at the back there. So this is like a new, very, very low maintenance perennial veg area. So things like Jerusalem artichoke and Turkish rocket. Whereas I kind of want to keep my alliums down over there. So loads of work to do here as well, and plant this up, and yeah, that's a load to do. This is this is the corners windbreaker. I didn't put enough windbreaks in when I first started. And well, there's a shield bug on the comfrey. Hello, shield bug. Oh, that's brilliant. Anyway, sidetracked. That's an apple, John Downey, I think. Yeah, apple. And the idea of this was to be kind of grassland, so I might kind of give it a trim and get the nettles back and to actually turn it into more kind of rarely mown grassland rather than being a nettle fest. And then along the back here, got tons and tons of bramble coming through. And then this is a mixed hedge. This is Guelder Rose, Juneberry, and then there's some sea buckthorn lower down. But you can see there's loads of bramble coming in. And again, I really want to take up all this old plastic at the back here, and then put in bark mulch and put in a ground cover by the path. And yeah, cut this back here, and then there's a path that goes down here. So this whole area is kind of like keeping it as grassland. But this is an old Juneberry. And I didn't realise when I first planted the autumn olive, I didn't put in a bloody pollinating partner. So this is a pollinating partner for the other autumn olive over there. Yeah. And then this area is called the far side. No, this area isn't. Sorry, this is supposed to be like a seating area down here, grassland and seating. And then the path over here. This is a bit which hasn't been planted up at all. There's some strawberry in there. Basically, there's like willow growing up, and I put in some rosa rugosa. So this needs weeding and planting up with a robust, low maintenance ground cover. And there's crab apple, which has never produced any crab apples. Cherry, which all the birds have got. The cherries from there. New Zealand flax. Anyway, so this is a big old section. This is kind of low maintenance side. So, and this is a lot of work. I did it once already, and I've just got to do it again. And then Shropshire prune. Oh, which I'm really ashamed to say I haven't harvested because of everything that has been going on. And like a oh dear, I'm not going to show you that. That's just embarrassing. I tried pruning a Mirabelle plum and it didn't work, and then a Morello cherry. Again, haven't pruned anything. Various plants coming up, and then this is horse mint down here, which has held its own pretty well in this little triangle. And then I think I can see a lot more of this kicking around the place. Chinese bramble and a sumac over here, and there should be a blackcurrant hedge down here somewhere. There we go, which will need sorting out. So this area, again, weeding, sea buckthorn, wild rose. So yeah, I'll just have to work on it section by section. See, it's starting to get a bit swamped by everything. And then this is the willow, which is dried out like crazy and keeled over. So I'll have to do something about the willow here. Might just cut it all back and start again. Yeah. There we go. So you can see days, hours, months of work. Suckering sea buckthorn. Wow, that's brilliant. Now a lot of the sea buckthorn, it's very easy to propagate. So if you do have a fruiting variety, which is this one, I think is Orange Energy. They're very easy to propagate, so you can get if you have a hedge that you do grow, you will get more fruit. So it's a good idea to do that. So loads of bramble, nettle, and this will just be, I tried growing mushrooms up here and that never really worked out. And then this is actually, yeah, there was supposed to be a load of ground ivy down here. So I think start over again with this area here too. So there we go. That is my work for the next 6 months, sorting out all this stuff. But not as bad as it looks, because a lot of it is just kind of looking after itself, like massive, great big piles of raspberries and stuff. And then really the kind of key thing, which I've been doing here, is to keep the perimeter hedge, so you've got access, so you can actually get in, and you can see what work needs to be done. Lots of dock needs to be digging up, bramble. Yep. Some grass in there. So yeah, so it's all doable. But if you keep the paths free, then it makes your job an awful lot easier. So There we go, that's my little mini tour of the Forest Garden Rescue. What I will do is to go around afterwards with a pen and paper, and this is up through the booze garden, which I'm totally going to redo. I'm going to write everything down and just kind of work my way methodically through the list of things that need to be done, bit by bit. There we go. So, hope you enjoyed my quick tour of the forest garden. I'm going to get cracking. I'm going to get on. I'm going to do some clearing up in the Polytunnel. There we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, click subscribe if you like these meanderings, and this will be posted under Forest Garden Rescue, a whole live stream underneath YouTube. Okay, thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers, bye.